Hey folks, so welcome back for more Stationeers. It's been a few weeks. Had a bout of the old Rona. That wasn't any fun. Uh, had a little bit of other sickness, but I'm well now. And I was planning to start this video with working on the power situation in the materials processing building, but just before recording, there was an update to the game. Let's take a look. So this is one of the new things. The difficulty setting is now tied to the save file. Can't change it on the fly, or perhaps you can, I'm not sure, but it's now part of the save file. And so loading an old save will now ask to choose a difficulty. So let's get us back on station here. So this is a pretty major update, but I think it's major in a subtle way. This new update is further changes to the thermodynamics in the game. And one big change that they sort of casually mentioned, but I think it's going to make a big difference, is items that are sealed inside of frames will no longer be perfectly insulated. That means that our furnace over there, for example, is no longer perfectly insulated. It's going to start losing heat to its environment. Now, that building doesn't have Atmo. We're not too worried about heat leaking out. It's fairly well insulated in the frame still, I think. But let's get suited up. We'll go look at that. Again, my initial plan was to continue working on getting the power in this building split up into multiple circuits instead of it all being on one. And we may get to that. And also I want to start rearranging this, getting a proper user interface for that furnace. So let's look at the furnace. Right now we're at 24.9 megapascals, 892 Kelvin. And it seems to be holding that temperature now. But we'll keep an eye on it. Another big change that came with this update is a change to the radiators, though. Let's come on up here. Put our Atmo card in here. So if we look at this pipe or at this radiator, we see that we now have a convected and radiated entry on the Atmo analyzer. And that's showing us the amount of energy that's being radiated or convected via the surface of these pipes. And right now, we have neither. Convection, of course, is transfer of heat to surrounding atmosphere. And of course, we're on the moon, so there's no atmosphere. And these radiators are now convection radiators. However, what we can do, we can pop them off. And with the scroll, we can change them to normal radiators. Or, I guess, non-convection radiators. And these are the ones that are intended to be used in a vacuum. Again, we still have no radiation. And we're seeing nothing, no pressure and no temperature because it's the radiator, not the pipe. The pipe has 14.78 megapascals, 88.24 Celsius. This radiator, again, no convection. Pipe, no convection, no radiation. Insulated pipes, again, no convection, no radiation. When I loaded this save earlier, a few minutes ago before starting recording, this took some time before it started showing changes. Around the time the sun came up was when I started noticing movement in these numbers. That said, I can introduce some atmosphere here because using my jetpack will release nitrogen into this environment. And now we can see there's 9 pascals of CO2, nitrogen, and oxygen. I'm not sure where that's coming from. That's not what should be in this tank. But it produces a small amount of atmosphere, so these can release energy through convection. 336.6 millijoules. The pipe, 6.1 millijoules. Turn the jetpack off and the convection ceases. This radiator is still doing nothing. We'll see if it kicks into action once the sun comes up. I'm not sure what the sunrise has to do with it, or it might just be that that's how much time it took for it to get processed. I'm not sure what's going on here. But I guess while we wait on the sun, let's go ahead and change all these out. Okay, there's the sunrise. Still seeing no heat being radiated here from the pipes or the radiators. And we're getting some convection with the jetpack turned on. Let's take a look at the readings in here. No, this is holding stable. I had noticed some changes in the temperature, an increase in the temperature in the hot tank, which it was a slow increase, but it was going up, and I can't imagine why it would. Because there's no hot gas being added. It was like it was being heated by the sun. But it's an insulated tank, and all these pipes are insulated, so I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if it's a bug or something related to the new update. So, in addition to the radiator changes and the changes in thermodynamics, they've also changed some things in the way ragdolls are handled. You can now pick up unconscious stationeers. That only applies to multiplayer, of course, and this is just me. And the cryo tube, which is used for, well, basically it's like a health station, I guess, sort of. They made some changes to that. Again, that doesn't really apply for my case, being that it's a single player. Still seeing no heat radiated other than through convection. So that's odd. Prior to recording this, it was doing that. But for now, we'll let that go. Let's go ahead and turn this off. So we've got our fuel mix up to where we wanted it. Let's see if we can. Whoa. See if we can go ahead. Whoa! What the hell? That's weird. I wasn't clicking at it. It was pulling those sheets out. Okay. Don't know if that's a bug or if that's something to do with my new mouse. Anyway, let's open this up some. May not be able to get in here. May have to go in through the outer wall. I think all of this is okay being on its own, and we want this connected, and I believe this will be okay too. But what I want to do is the beacon and the fuel mixing, I want it on its own power. However, it's not just the stuff on the spire, it's also the fuel mixing control panel here.
Hydration critical.
Let's pull this open. And in addition to having this on its own circuit, I want to put all of these portions on their own circuit as well. And we've got these two power controls for the supply tanks, and then the other one for the furnace itself. And I think we'll have a third for the user interface. And all three of those can be supplied from another transformer. let's go grab some water and maybe some more transformers. I have transformers here. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's check in on our tanks and radiators and such and see if anything is changing. No, nothing from the radiators. And these aren't radiating anything. The furnace hasn't lost any heat. I wonder what's different between its time and the previous time I loaded the save. It's almost as if the new update isn't doing what it did before. Now let's carry on with this. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to move these over here. I think. Just to simplify things a bit. Well, maybe we won't do that yet. But I do want to separate them. Sure, we pull these frames out so that we can keep track of where the wires are. And we want to isolate this section from this as well. So this cable is where this joins that. All right, let's get these isolated. Let's find this cable up here. Alright, so this is where we're tying in for Inspire. I think we'll bring power up the side to here, or this, which means we got to connect this to that down there. Pull it up. All right. Let's get those joined. Gonna need to bring this high power cable down here. That's probably not gonna be enough. All right. All right. Stop falling in that hole.
Hydration critical.
There we go. Now we're charging. All right. That should have the fuel mixer and the beacon back online. Oh, we've got power up here. Okay. Ah, okay. Now we're starting to see the temperature decrease here. So, it's worth noting, I guess. Don't have power on this, so I can't see what those are. Okay. This temperature is negative 27. Wow. These are showing no energy loss. No energy loss on the pipes, but they are, oh, 0 pascals. Oh, but this system offline. This still has power on it. Maybe it doesn't. That may be a bug. Because this valve should not be able to be turned on. Oh goodness. I guess I should get some water. We'll check on that some more. I gotta get more cable and more water. Full stack of heavy cables and a full stack of regular cables too, just in case. Let's Start by pulling one of these yellow. There we go. Now, I think we want to bring our power in on this side, which means moving these. This is where having color-coded cables would probably be smart, but I'm lazy. And eventually we want to get rid of these two. This is sort of not where that wants to live, but we'll come back to that. No, I don't think I want to do that. See if we have enough cable to just bring this round. This is gonna have to be moved. Okay, so this is part of the gas control system. We've got a wire in here. I think all of these are going to end up moved either to this wall, between this chute and this corner. Well, that's going to be a problem, I think. I don't know. For now, we'll hook them up as they exist. Uh-oh. We have no power here. Got power there. Oh, wait. Equipment works much better when you turn it on. Okay. Let's see if we can get power from here to the furnace circuit. All right. And that's heating up. Should be going for 25 megapascals, 900 Kelvin. That's pulling hot gas out of there. let's see. That's got power again. Close this stuff up.
Hydration critical.
Have to close that up so that that works a little better. Although again, that's no longer a perfect insulator, so it's something to consider. Not sure how all these changes are going to affect this build, but we'll just see how it goes. I think we've pretty much accomplished what we set out to do. We've separated these circuits. That has its own power line now. This has three. Oh, I forgot. I forgot my fuses. Need to go ahead and do that. There's no good way to do this where they're accessible.
Waste tank caution.
But for now, I guess that'll work. Okay. Let's go ahead and close this back up. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh wait, these are outer wall panels. I think I actually sealed up more frames than I had unsealed before. That's all right. We'll hydrate and we'll finish cleaning that up. All right. Let's go ahead and put this wall back together. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So that's got power sorted in here. Got no load on this APC, so that's grayed out. That's okay. That'll be the power for our user interface, which will come in the future. So for now, I think that will probably do it. Next time we'll look at moving these displays someplace out of the way, either here or possibly put them here if I can. I think they may not fit there because I think that cable may be in the way. And then we'll work out how we want to control this. I think it'll be, I don't know. Haven't quite worked it all out yet. But for now, that's pretty good progress. We've sorted out our power situation here. Again, I think the burning wires I had before weren't necessarily too much power. Well, it was too much power because the APC can provide more than what the transformer's allowing in. It would be worthwhile to switch these around. Maybe even do away with APCs, but really like having that battery backup. For now, though, I think we'll call it there. Let's see if we're getting any kind of activity here. Still not really getting anything on these radiators. I'm not sure if these pipes are... Well, these pipes aren't empty, they're just maxed out on how cold they can be. There we go. If I turn that on, it'll turn it back off automatically because it needs to be off. Put a little heat in there. We're seeing we're getting... Let's turn off the jetpack. Yeah, we're getting some radiated energy now. Give it another hit. 220 joules. Pipes are radiating also. Pipes radiating more than the radiator is. I think we may see more fuel usage because since this can cool off even though it's inside the frame now, it's going to attempt to maintain temperature. So it's going to be using the hot tank to heat it back up now and then. And I guess that's okay. We may need to set up some mechanism to switch it off so that it can just cool off and won't continually try to maintain a temperature. We'll worry about that in the future. Anyway, for now, we'll call it there. It's good to be back here at the Stanley Kubrick Memorial Soundstage. Hope you guys have come back. I know it's not great for viewership when the content is sporadic. But thanks for watching, and hope I hear from you in the comments. Thanks, folks.